Good morning. It's Thursday. It's the 2nd of April, 2026. And thank goodness the 1st of April, April Fool's Day or New Year's Day, depending on what frequency you're on, has passed. But it didn't pass without a bit of humour added into it. As we saw on April Fool's Day, a rocket going back to the moon. And if you can't see through that, then you won't see through the fact that it's gone to the moon to try and find the gold that's missing out of Fort Knox, because they believe that's where it is. If you fall for that, you'll fall for anything. But it tickled my sense of humour, and thank God for CGI, and thank God for AI, and thank God for all of that stuff that convinced you that we're on our way back to the moon again yesterday on April the 1st. Anyway, that was just a bit of humour to start off April the 2nd. We're now watching the complete collapse of the old system. This is what's happening in plain sight. When I say the old system, I talk about the cabal, the deep state, the swamp, whatever you want to call it. It's all falling apart. NATO is a part of that. And the US is now saying, we're done with you. We don't need it. Well, NATO had no reason to exist after the collapse of the USSR. There was no reason for it to continue. And plus, it was supposed to be there originally for peace, not as an aggressor. It's turned into an aggressor. And that's why there are certain people within the US government who like it, because it makes money. It creates war. And when you create war and fun both sides, you make a lot of money. So just be aware of what's going on. These are amazing times right now. And if your frequency is changing right now, which many, many people are, you can feel the winds of change. You can see things you didn't see before. This is a very, very special time to be alive. It's an amazing time to be alive. I was talking to my wife last night and she said, I can feel something in the air that things are changing. I said, they are. The whole banking system, the whole world is changing. The question I have for you, are you, or are you stuck on the old timeline? Are you stuck in the old world? You only change if you work on yourself. Morning, Drew.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. My first story of the day: reports claim China has banned all silver exports and is offering up to $150 per ounce for imports, triggering a sharp spike in domestic silver prices. Meanwhile, a Russian official has warned that Europe could face what he described as energy lockdowns.
Well, this has been on the cards for a long time, and China is a country that I love. It's a country I've been to for the last 30 or 40 years. And it's very, very different from what people have told us about. You go into Shanghai, you go into Beijing, you go into Shenzhen, you go into these cities, very, very different from what we've been told. We've been lied to. And it's very easy to lie to people who don't travel. If you travel and you go to these places, none more so than Iran. Iran is a beautiful country full of beautiful people that has been contaminated by bad people. You could actually say the same about the UK and Europe. Europe and the UK is full of good people, but they've imported a lot of bad people. And what's happening in Iran right now is they're getting rid of the imported bad people. And the people who imported them were the US and Israel. They imported them to destabilize Iran because Iran refused to join their banking club, the banking cartel, the banking club of the world, run by the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. And because they refused, along with other countries like Cuba, like Libya, all these countries were attacked by the US for not being in their club. They blamed it on something else. But the truth is now coming out. For those people who can see it, you can see it very clearly. But we're moving into a far better place now than we were. And this is all pantomime because everything was done in 22 and 23. We're just watching it play out. So don't live in fear because it's done. True.
Well, Charlie, speaking of bad people, Angela Merkel just admitted on camera she deliberately flooded Germany with third world migrants to stop the far right. She chose to raise her own people rather than lose power. This wasn't a mistake, it was a demographic warfare. This is treason.
It certainly is. And for those people who are just waking up, who don't like Trump, who don't like Putin, Putin and Trump care only about their own people, whether you like it or not. But Angela Merkel, Keir Starmer, Friedrich Merz, they don't give a shit about you because they're part of the club who've flooded their countries with migrants. Germany admitted yesterday we made a massive mistake getting rid of our 12 nuclear power stations because now they're dependent on Russia. And Russia has them on a string. Trump warned them about this years ago. The UK is using windmills that don't even work, that cost more money and do more damage to the environment than you could ever imagine, over against drilling for natural gas and natural oil in the North Sea, where there's an abundance. But we stopped doing that because we want to appease the woke brigade. This is the madness, the absolute madness of what's happened in the world over the last few years. But things are changing. But before they change, you have to see the damage that these people have done. You let an idiot control the reins of power, and this is the result. I'll leave you with that thought on the 2nd of April, 2026. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
These are the facts, not put out by mainstream media. If you want to know the truth, we put out the truth every single day, Monday to Friday. Saturdays and Sundays, we spend with our families, as we should do. So if you want to know the truth, come to charlieward.com and see real news daily. And join the Insiders Club, which is live on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Hi guys, it's Charlie here. If you're looking to protect your future with gold or silver, pick the region you're in and choose one of our trusted partners.
Noble Gold for those that are based in America and Canada. And for those in the UK and Europe, we have Orvesta. Get yours now at charlies.gold.